Hey everyone, I'm the Pixel Pathfinder, and my goal is to help you find great new indie games to play. Today, I want to share with you the games that I voted for in the 2023 Steam Awards. And I want to tell you why I voted for each one. Now, they put the game of the year right at the top, so I scrolled down. We're going to work our way back up through the categories and just talk about things very briefly. So, the first category here is going to be the Sit Back and Relax Award. I nominated Backpack Hero for this. This is a game I recently put a video out for here on the channel. And this game was one that I just enjoyed sitting back and like zoning out and playing for several hours when the early access first came out. And the 1.0 release here recently has just made that even easier to do. I go in and I do a run, and I know even if I lose, I'm bringing back materials to help build up my town. So no matter what, you're always being productive. And because of that, I just really enjoy playing this game. I boot it up and just I'll play it for 30 minutes. I'll play it for 6 hours. It doesn't matter. It's chill, it's relaxing, and I really enjoy it. Outstanding Story Rich Game Award is the next one. So this is one that just has a lot of story going on, and I think you'd be hard-pressed to find many games that are going to beat Baldur's Gate 3 in this category, and that is my nominee for this award. I have only put about 5 hours into Baldur's Gate 3 myself, which I'm sure is like 0.01% of the game. But what I played there was very interesting, and I've been following the game. I've been following other content creators and friends as they play. And Baldur's Gate 3 is just a game that is kind of next level. And the story and the possibilities and the different story branches are a huge part of that. The next category here is Best Soundtrack Award. Now, I actually nominated Shogun Showdown for this because when I started to think about soundtracks and what songs could I remember from different games, this one is one of the ones where the song popped up in my head, like the battle song, do 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 do, and I was like, oh yeah, I can hear that song in my head. And I went through my library and I looked at other games, and I was like, no other games that I have make a tune pop into my head like Shogun Showdown. And for me, that seemed to be like, yeah, a clear indicator that I should nominate Shogun Showdown for this award. The next award here is going to be Best Game That You Suck At. And I haven't played a whole lot of games this year that I suck at, or I would say that I sucked at. But Risk of Rain Returns is going to be one of them. So Risk of Rain, the original, it took me a long time to make progress in that game, and booting back up Risk of Rain Returns and kind of trying the whole thing over again with better graphics and more stuff didn't really make me any better at it. So I didn't have a lot of choices, and I'm happy to nominate Risk of Rain Returns for something, and it seemed like this was a good fit for it. The next category here is Most Innovative Gameplay Award, and this one I nominated Dave the Diver. Dave the Diver is a game I have not played myself, but I have seen other content creators play it. I've seen friends play it. I've watched videos and reviews of it, and it just looks like a game where they kind of went all out and they were just like, we are gonna be different. And I really think that Dave the Diver deserves this award, and I hope that they do get this award, and that we encourage more types of games like this that are gonna kind of break boundaries and challenge the norms in the future. Next category here is Outstanding Visual Style Award. So this is an easy pick for me. I chose Astral Ascent. Astral Ascent is another game that I recently put a video out for here on the channel. And oh my god, this game looks so gorgeous. I mean, I was absolutely overwhelmed by the quality of the game in general, but the visual style, everything from the characters to the spell effects to the level design to the avatars when people are talking was just amazing. And so this was a super easy pick for me. The next category here is Better with Friends. So the Better with Friends award for me goes to For the King 2. I've played several games this year that I've played with friends. A lot of them have been live service games that I just played because that's what they had, that's what they were. For the King just came out at the start of November, and in that time, I've already put in close to 20 hours of playing 4-player games with friends, and we have had a blast. And you know you've had a blast because you look back and you have stories to tell. In our first run with For the King, we started out and one of my friends was playing as a mage, and we immediately went into this cellar, and in this cellar we opened this treasure chest, and we were like, yes, we're gonna get some sweet loot. It was a mimic, and it ate the mage's spell book. The mage has to have the spell book to cast spells. And so we're like, oh, well, that sucks, but we'll get another one. And then we proceeded to never get any mage stuff as loot. The towns weren't selling any mage stuff. And so our mage basically turned into a hobo, picking up whatever they could off the ground to fight with: chairs, broken glass bottles, swords, daggers. So we just had this mage that was just kind of like this bum, just, you know, whatever the best thing was that they could get their hands on, that's what they were using. And it just made for a hilarious gameplay experience. And that's the kind of stuff that I like to see in games that I'm playing with my friends. So For the King 2 got the easy nomination here for me. The next award here is the Best on Steam Deck award. I don't have a Steam Deck, so I didn't want to nominate anything for this one, so I skipped it. The next game here is going to be the Labor of Love award, which I actually gave to Core Keeper. So Core Keeper is a game that when it came out, it was awesome. It came out in early access. My wife and I played it for a while, and then we just kind of pushed pause. We were like, you know what? We're going to come back to this on the 1.0 launch. We already know it's good. We're really going to enjoy it. And a couple of weeks ago, we actually were like, the 1.0 is not here, but we want to try it out again. And we've been following it, and they have dropped massive content updates for this game consistently, like entire new biomes, new systems, new activities, all kinds of stuff. And we hopped in and we were like, man, it's still got the magic. This is still great. And then a couple days later, they announced that the 1.0 and console launch are coming in summer of 2024, and there's more updates to come before that launch gets here. And so we've been really excited about this, and just seeing how much more stuff there is going to be to do by the time we actually play the 1.0 is just really impressive to me. All right, the next category here is VR Game of the Year. Again, I didn't play any VR games this year, so I skipped this one. And then our last category here is going to be Game of the Year. And for me, I jumped on the bandwagon with what I'm assuming is going to be many other people, in spite of the limited amount of time I've played the game, just following the reviews, following other content creators, just seeing the insane amount of hype and the insane amount of popularity for this game. It was really easy for me to want to vote for this game and want to push this forward as the gold standard for what a AA, AAA title should look like in the future. And so I voted Game of the Year. The only game on this list that got 2 nominations, Baldur's Gate 3. So Baldur's Gate 3 is my nominee for Game of the Year. I think it stands a really good chance of actually winning Game of the Year. I don't think that any of the other games that I nominated are going to win, except for maybe Baldur's Gate again and Story Rich. But I'm happy to nominate these games. These are all games that I would highly recommend to you. With the exception of, Dave the Diver, I haven't played, but I would still highly recommend it. So those are my votes for the Steam Awards. I'm the Pixel Pathfinder. My goal is to help you find great new indie games to play. I hope that some of my nominees stand out to you, and maybe you check them out for yourself. If you like this content, hit the subscribe button. Over 97% of you aren't subscribed, and if you hit that button, great new content like this comes out every single week. Share this video with someone that you think is going to be excited about the Steam Awards and maybe want some suggestions or ideas. Let me know in the comment section below. What are you voting for in each of these categories and why? As always, I appreciate you taking time to watch one of my videos, and I'll see you on the next one.